Oh, hello there. Yes, the weekend. Good. Wanted to talk today about a little bit about propaganda. The first casualty of war is the truth, is an old maxim which is worth repeating. And the last few days, due to the work that I do, been sort of looking at a lot of media, and there's a lot of propaganda out there. So, at the risk of sounding like an apologist for Putin, I think we thought we'd have a look at it. Some of it. The last 2 days, the newspapers have used some very standard images. You'll notice, I think, if you go to a newsstand or look online, you'll see the same image over and over again. And the one I want to share with you today is this one of Ukrainian troops defending a bridge, motorway bridge, I think it is. Yes, great. So there's the guys sort of lying down, making sure they don't get shot. The question, of course, is why are the guys in the background standing up? Well, the answer is obviously that it's a posed photograph. I don't quite know why the guys are lying down. I think they might have been asked to do so by the photographer. I don't know why the other guys in the background aren't, but there you go. They're patently not under fire because people don't stand up when they're under fire. So if we look at this from another angle, we end up with this shot, which is gives it a slightly different meaning, I think. A bunch of guys creep up on truck unsuspected. Anyone with a passing knowledge of photographs during the Second World War sort of gets an eye for these kind of things, the way that they are patently posed. These images seem to be coming out of Reuters, and what I'm guessing is that they have been officially sanctioned by the Ukrainian government. I can't think of any other reason why the newspapers are simply only using one particular image like each day. Yesterday it was a woman with a bloodied face. But it's worthwhile just thinking about those things, exactly why it is that the British newspapers are using official Ukrainian photographs. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but it's worthwhile thinking about why they do collectively. The next one is the tale of Vitali, which was all over various bits of social. I'm sure you've seen this photograph before, all over social media yesterday, certainly all over Twitter. And I don't know. It's one of those stories that I'm sure basically is true, but it has all the hallmarks of a bit of a screenplay from a film, in that this guy had to blow up a bridge and he said to his mates, "Don't wait for me, I'm going to do it," and the last words on his lips or something were "Viva Ukraine" or something. I'm sure the story is intrinsically true, but it's all a little bit war movie, and no verification of this other than people that were there said so. Again, you'll see this. I mean, I've noticed it a lot on Twitter. It's like, we need to be heroes like Vitali. Well, okay, fine. I'm sure we do. However, you can imagine that scene from a movie. This one I'm going to share with you as well, which caught my eye yesterday on Twitter. It's just one of those kind of standard stories. This is pardon my Ukrainian. This is Moldazinka from Nevleke Selo. Yesterday, she and two other women volunteers were credited with stopping advancing Russian units, giving a small hospital at Briketi time to be evacuated safely. Please repost, etc. Yes, indeed. And you will probably notice that you see lots of these kind of things coming up. The problem with this is it's a lie that I've just made up. Very often, along with truth being the first casualty of war, one of the immediate things that happens, and I've noticed this sort of 24 hours in, is that the other side is accused of being basically brutal swines that they inevitably are. So I wrote this. If you translate from Ukrainian, you end up, "This is young woman from small village. Yesterday, she, two and other women volunteers were credited with stopping Russian units, giving a small hospital a lie. Time to be evacuated safely." Yeah, you really want that. You want an image of a woman, you want some children, hospital's good, yeah, and it paints the Russians in a bad light. It's complete and utter rubbish. Seriously, I've made it up, okay? Just generally saying to people, it's not a question of taking sides, okay? We can actually be adults about this. We aren't at war with Ukraine. I don't have to turn off my critical thinking because the Russians have done a bad thing and invaded. It was pretty much the same in Iraq and Afghanistan 20 odd years ago. I didn't have to turn off my critical thinking because the British government was telling me things which may or may not have been true. And if you think back 20 years, think about the stuff that we were told categorically was true and categorically wasn't. Yeah? So anyway, that's me apology for Putin for the day. Obviously, being a left-winger, I'm an apologist for Russia. I don't know how that works. Anyway, have a lovely weekend, and stay positive, because it's all a little bit concerning, really, isn't it? Yeah.